Corruption is a serious issue. When I say corruption, I am describing the manipulation of politics by big money interests. Corruption is a massive issue. Just look at the current government. National, ACT and New Zealand First received enormous amounts of big money donations. The left outcompeted the right in the quantity of donations, because the left is heavily reliant on donations from ordinary people. The right received more money in total because they received massive big money donations. National received 500,000 in a single donation. The rich pour money into their preferred politicians. Their donations fund advertising, and advertising wins votes. Money is poured on the scales to dictate election outcomes. The rich have massively disproportionate influence. Elections begin to represent auctions. The highest bidder triumphs. It is outrageous. The political right receives an enormous amount in big money donations. A jaw-dropping amount relative to the political left. This is all public knowledge. The Electoral Commission keeps track of these things. And it is not hard to see why the rich pour money into the right. It is an investment, because the agenda of the right benefits the rich massively. The political right delivers massive tax cuts for the rich. The political right weakens trade unions, reducing the leverage of workers. The political right raises unemployment rates, reducing the leverage of workers. This makes workers easier to exploit, as does the slowing of minimum wage growth, or in the case of the ACT Party, the desire to stagnate the minimum wage completely. The political right has made it easier to fire workers and evict tenants. They want to reduce sick leave for many workers. The political right cuts protections for workers, renters, and the environment so that the rich can make more money with less effort. This is what they are talking about when they say cutting red tape. It is not about making it easier for businesses to be efficient, it is about making it easier for businesses to screw you over. So it is no surprise that the political right rolls in big money donations. They shamelessly serve big money interests to the detriment of everyone else. And there are other examples of such hideous corruption too. Shane Jones, a Minister of Fisheries who has received donations from the fishing industry. A Minister of Fisheries who has cut restrictions on the fishing industry. Winston Peters, a Minister of Racing with a history of taking big money donations from the racing industry. This kind of stuff is completely indefensible. A minister should not have a history of taking donations from the industries that they are supposed to regulate. That is a shameful conflict of interest. Our political system is being controlled by rich elites. They are hijacking our democracy. We need to stop them. Bold anti-corruption policy is required. We need to ban big money political donations. We need to place a strict limit on the amount that an individual or organisation can donate to parties or candidates. We need to get big money out of our political system. So long as big money donations are legal, political parties will have an incentive to prioritise the interests of the rich and wealthy. We need to ban big money donations. And we need to prohibit ministers from receiving donations from those who have financial interests in industries that they deal with. Ministers should not have a history of receiving big money donations from the industries that they are supposed to regulate. Ministers should be banned from taking such donations. And politicians should be banned from becoming ministers if they have received a substantial amount of money from a relevant industry within the last few years. These are strong anti-corruption policies. A ban on big money political donations, stronger restrictions on ministers. This is what we need. I want to see the left embrace these policies. The Greens and Labour spend a lot of time criticising corruption, but they seem to have little interest in actually doing anything about it. Bold policy is required. The left needs to adopt a strong anti-corruption policy platform in 2026. This is our righteous policy. It creates a strong contrast between the left and the right. It forces the political right to defend the indefensible. It is a massive electoral asset and a moral necessity.